Questions or comments?
We're on.
Welcome back to Naked Security Live. I'm Harry, joined by Duck as always.
Hello, folks.
Please leave your questions. I'm going to say below, just so I don't mess
Lovely.
it up. Leave your questions below. And if you don't have a question, just say hi, and we'll shout you out in the live stream. And if we don't get around to answering them live, then we will get round to it later on.
And if you see Harry looking inattentive,
Yes.
he's not reading his Twitter feed necessarily. He's looking at
Facebook live
us
stream.
5 seconds ago.
5 seconds ago, which is
On
quite
stream.
weird to do. So, Duck, the main thing that we're going to be talking about is Gradient.
It is Gradient.
The
Yes.
latest app, which is trending at the moment, which is uploading a photo of anybody or yourself, and it will tell you what your celebrity lookalike is.
Yes, that's the hot feature. Endorsed or # tagged, but endorsed on Instagram by the Kardashians themselves, I believe.
Ooh.
Chloe and Courtney, was it?
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the whole family's actually done it
right.
as well.
So they've
done the
obviously been
rounds.
paid to endorse this.
Yeah.
And you may have heard of it. You've seen people are posting like crazy to Instagram screenshots of this app. So you can see here it is. This is taken today. That's actually off the App Store. It's the 18th most popular app at the moment in the photographic section. Now, both Harry and I thought when we saw that G, it does look a little bit Google-esque. It isn't. It's just a G with a camera iris and multicolours. And so it looks kind of cool and everybody's talking about it. And as Harry said, it's a photo editor. There are
Yes.
loads of those. There's one built into your phone. But it has this extra feature, and that's what they're really pushing. So this is what it looks like. When you install the app, it goes through a whole load of ads. And here's the new trending feature. They just upgraded the ad, so the app, so that you can see that in it. Hey, you upload a photo and it tells you who you most look like. In this case, there's a picture of somebody who looks like Marilyn Monroe, who's claimed to look like Marilyn Monroe. But you became aware of this because a lot of your friends are posting things saying this app's crazy.
Yeah.
It said I look like someone that I don't look like at all.
Literally, they're posting it for the complete opposite reason of what it's made for, is that you can literally upload any kind of picture and it will tell you look like different people each time. It's not consistent.
Yeah,
you know?
well, if you remember there was a next button. If you don't like the first celebrity they match you to, you can try another. And it's true, I've seen somewhere it's quite witty. There's one where it's some sort of apparently, supposedly ruthless, hard-nailed businesswoman, and who does she look like? Well, you click the button, Mark Zuckerberg. And there's as far as those two people could look alike, it's kind of quite witty to show that.
Yeah.
But it does seem that it's just there more to create a joke than actually to be a feature.
Yeah,
because what I did is I took a screenshot of the actual of the background of the app, so it was just black, and it decided that a completely black screen with a tiny little white smiley on it looks like Charles Lindbergh, famous for being the first person to fly solo across the Atlantic. And I don't know how they managed to do that assessment.
I don't know either.
Unless, of course, it was a 34-hour flight, so he would have been in the dark at least some of the way. So maybe there was a dark
Maybe that
photo.
was it.
But
Maybe that was the reason.
You can basically feed in anyway. In fact, one of the guys in the lab fed in a screenshot of Google Play. We'll get why he did that in a minute. The bit where you put in your credit card details.
Yep.
And it told him that the picture looked like Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, which I found a little bit of a stretch.
Yes, that's pushing it, to
But
be honest.
it's certainly gone viral, and that's got loads of people to install the app, and that, of course, has had this backlash of people going, well, like, why is everyone excited about this? Like you, are they excited because like it's so bad it's good?
Literally, I think that's
It's so good it's bad. Yeah, everyone's jumping on it. It's number 18 already in the photo apps section in the that's an Apple's App Store on Google Play, similarly popular.
Yeah.
They've upgraded the app with these features because it's trending.
Yeah.
So, that raises the question: is this another Face app?
Yes,
if you remember
definitely.
FaceUp.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to just remind viewers what FaceUp was, because that was a big story back in the day a few months ago.
I'll just give a quick shout out to David. He said hello
David.
from Memphis. So, FaceUp.
Howdy.
FaceUp was basically a app which is probably about 2 to 3 months old now, where it's a very similar feature that you'd upload a picture and it gives you features that you can change. So you could either change the color of your hair, you could make your face age, you could add a beard to somebody. It was basically changing features of your face. But there was a big problem of the whole, when you upload that photo, where do the rights go? Where can that photo now be used and things like that, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right. That was the big scare there, wasn't it? And to be honest, I tried it with a pic of myself, and it was it was eerily similar to my late father. You know, it was. I thought the app did an excellent job because obviously there are some genetic characteristics, you know, like nose and ears and stuff, which are similar between me and my dad. So it wasn't that hard for them to get a likeness, but they did. It wasn't like they took a black screenshot and said, "Oh, you look like a famous aviator."
Because that's the thing. FaceUp was actually good at what it did. This isn't good at what it does.
Well, it seems that sometimes it gets a likeness, but if it can't, it'll tell you something just to get you to do the retweeting or the Instagramming or the promotion, I suppose.
Any publicity's good publicity.
So people are having the same concerns with this app. They're saying, well, I upload the photo, then what happens?
Exactly.
And I think there are a few things for for anyone watching to bear in mind here. Firstly, when you use apps that invite you to upload stuff, or social networks, whether that's Facebook or whether it's an app that says upload this photo, clearly the service to which you're uploading the photo will ask you to give away some rights. If you're not prepared to give them a license to use the photo, then you can't expect them to republish it or put it on your page or share it or let people like it or use it in an image that gets worked on in some way.
Yeah.
So in this case, as with FaceApp, they don't take copyright of the photo, but they do reserve the rights to use the photo kind of indefinitely. So you need to bear that in mind when you use any app like this. And I guess the other thing is that even more so than with FaceApp, I think most people, maybe I shouldn't say most people who are trying this app out, they're not doing it with themselves.
No, that's
they're
the big
uploading
thing,
a photo of
it?
a buddy, and they're clicking next until they get a comedy match, like until they find out that their rugby playing friend looks like Her Majesty the Queen, and then they're taking that screenshot, and then they're saving it and posting it. And so then you need to think that's not really the app maker's fault. If you take an app, you agree to the conditions that say, I've got the rights to use the photos I upload, and then you upload somebody else's photo without asking. It kind of seems like good, clean fun. It seems like no harm done. But if you haven't got permission, don't do it, because you're kind of handing over rights to somebody else to something that wasn't yours to start with.
Yeah.
But Harry, the important point here is there's actually another angle to this gradient thing that wasn't, as far as I know, there in FaceApp. And that is that you may remember a while ago we talked about Android apps. I think we talked about on the podcast. I think we talked about on the Facebook Live. That basically kind of fleeceware apps where they get you to install them, and the app's kind of legal. It doesn't do much, though. Maybe in the ones we talked about before, they were QR code readers or basic calculators or a very simple compass app that was no different really to the one built into your device. But they were paid apps, and they worked on a 3-day trial, and when the 3-day trial was over, basically, unless you cancelled in time, with 24 hours to spare, you got billed $200 and something up to, and everyone was going, wow, that's terrible. Sadly, this app, this is what you need to be aware of. It kind of works the same. You can use the basic stuff, you can get the celebrity photos, you can do basic editing, but to use the app, eventually it'll pop you up, and you come to a buy page. Basically, you'll end up with something like this. So here's the, eventually you will end up on a page that looks like that. And you'll see that, well, you can use the app for 3 days for free, which is common these days, not a very generous trial. So I would recommend apps that give you a little bit longer to find out. But the other problem is to enroll for the trial, basically you have to go into Google Play and you sign up through the Google Play system. So if you click on one of those trials, then the default, to get your 3 days for free, you have to agree to the monthly billing, $19.99 a month. So that's $240 a year, or you can pay weekly, but then you don't get your 3 days free.
Right.
And the big deal is that the app's free, but the in-app purchases, they basically go through Google Play, or they're associated with your Google subscription, or if you're on an iPhone, of course, it goes against your Apple ID. Now, what that means is, as soon as you sign up, you've got 3 days, and actually you need to miss the last 24 hours. I think that if you cancel your subscription within 24 hours of the next billing period, they will bill you anyway. So Jesus, you don't have long to cancel. The problem is that because you download the app, all your buddies are talking about, it's really cool. Oh, I like this app. I'll install it. Yes, I'll go through this pay thing. If you change your mind within a day or so, almost immediately, you'd think, you might naively imagine, uninstalling the app basically ends the deal, right?
Yes,
You ran the app, you signed up from inside the app, then you uninstall the app, but that doesn't work. The subscription goes with your Google Play account or with your Apple ID, and it's really important for any app like this, if you've signed up through Google Play or through the Apple App Store against your Apple ID or a Google ID, you need to go into those subscriptions. It's not that difficult, but you have to do that. Basically, uninstalling the app doesn't end your right to use the app, and it doesn't end your subscription, which is, we just keep your stuff in the cloud. And if that sounds a little bit rotten, there are, for most apps, that's what people expect. Like if you have a cloud data storage app, like a backup app, people don't expect the data in the cloud that they've paid the subscription for to evaporate when they uninstall the app. They might want to reinstall a new version. And then they go in, and indeed in this app there's a button, restore existing stuff. When I tried it just said, unfortunately misspelled, you haven't paid for this yet. So the real problem is that it's easy to install this app, you go through the thing, you sign up for it in Google Play or whatever, and you think, okay, I've got 2-3 days or 2 days to cancel. You use the app for a short while, you realize, you know what, it's just a photo editing app. There are loads of similar ones that do things like let me tint and blur and whatnot. The celebrity thing is all very funny, it's what drew me here, but it's not that great. I'm never going to use it again, I'm done with that. Uninstall the app, think no more of it. You will be billed kind of until the end of time, or until you realize what on earth is this $20 a month.
Yeah, the $20 coming out.
And that really is a problem, that the in-app purchase actually signs you up to something which kind of runs in parallel to the app and doesn't go away when you uninstall the app. That's not a unique problem with this app, but it does seem to be a trend that app makers are figuring if we squeeze the time down, so it's very brief, then it's more likely that we'll get at least one billing period. And in this app, it kind of feels more reasonable than a QR code reader, which hardly does anything. This at least has a little bit of fun in it, and you kind of think, oh well, I'm only doing it weekly or monthly, so I'm only in for like $5 or $20 at a time. But if you're not careful, that can run on and on and on indefinitely, because it's a subscription. You're not buying the software. The software is free, like the first. Because
that's what I was literally going to ask you, is that a good thing to kind of recommend, that in the future, looking straight away at how long these memberships do last and when there's the expiry date? Is that something that
the last time we talked about this kind of thing, remember, and I couldn't resist saying, well, I'm going to talk about Sophos Home Premium product, which you do have to pay for. The free product you can use without paying, but the way that we do the trial and the way that many other reputable vendors do their software trials is you download the software, you get the fully featured version, the trial period lasts for however long it is. We figure that for a threat protection program, 3 days is not enough to make it come out. We give you a month, but we don't take any payment details up front. So in other words, you only opt in to pay at the end of your trial period when you've decided, yes, I absolutely want to do this, rather than opting into something you haven't even tried yet and then having to remember to opt out. So always watch out for that. If a program says, hey, this is a great program, the Kardashians are endorsing it, just give us your credit card number, but don't worry, you can cancel at any time.
Exactly.
Firstly, you have to know how to cancel. Uninstalling the app is not enough.
It's not enough,
And secondly, you don't have long to make up your mind, and it's easy then to get caught and not realise that there's this, even if it's one bill, you could be up for $20. By the way, with this app, on the screenshot I showed, the irony is that if you want the 3 days free, which is like 48 hours at least to bail, you have to sign up for the monthly one. If you sign up for weekly, it's more expensive and there's no trial. So then you get billed $5 just for a week for trying it, and you've got 6 days, and then you're in the last 24-hour window to actually cancel, and you won't get your $5 back. So it is, although you could argue it's not the vendor's fault, they're doing something that's legit, and you can argue that maybe Google and Apple, well, they have a vested interest in this. They get a cut of the proceedings. They're promoting the app. They're allowing people to comment on the app, so they're providing a distribution vehicle. The idea of subscription services that run alongside the app and don't go and start and stop with the app being uninstalled because they keep your data. Those are reasonable and normal. 3-day trials seems a bit tight to me, but it's not completely out of the ordinary. But do be careful, folks. And if you can, prefer apps that when they say there's a free trial, that they let you try it for free in all senses. You're not agreeing to pay, and then you can cancel later. That's kind of, that's putting the opt-in cart before the horse, in my opinion.
Yes,
that's why I say
definitely.
we do it the other way around. You try the product at the end of 30 days. If you don't wish to pay, it falls back to having just the free feature, so it still keeps working. It's just the extra stuff that you would pay for.
Yeah.
You can come back and sign up later and upgrade later, but we don't take data up front and say, unless you remember to cancel, we'll bill you anyway and you're in. We give you a chance to try it and then say, right, if you enjoyed that enough, sign up. So it probably means that we have fewer people who get signed up because they actually have a choice to say no, but we only get people who actually want the product genuinely and are willing to pay for it. So there's no subterfuge or kind of, oh dear, did we sell you something that you didn't realise you'd bought? And that's the problem I have with things of this sort.
And I think also as well, it just goes to show that even if it is kind of advertised by Kardashians, you know, huge influencers, that they're not all perfect apps that get, you know, the ads that they get paid for. You know, it's not all perfect what they promote, I guess, isn't it?
You know, who's to say? You know, it's their opinion that it's fun.
Yes. Yeah.
The fact they're being paid to have that opinion, well, that's not unlawful. You need to take that with a pinch of salt. That's what marketing's about.
Yeah,
if you know that somebody's been paid, and on Instagram now, I think they have to say, is it hash ad?
Yeah, hash
there's
ad
a mark. Same on Twitter, you might get a sponsored post, or Facebook or whatever. So there's an effort to make sure that you realise that these people, that's what they'd love it to be if it all works out. And I had a bit of fun with the app. I mean, turning a Google Play pay page into Her Majesty the Queen.
That's impressive.
It did make me laugh. And seeing me turned into Uma Thurman was kind of... I don't know whether it was worrying, and if it was worrying for which one of us, but you know, so it was fun while it lasted, but it only lasted for half an hour, and if I uninstall the app after signing up for the trial, I'm still stuck in the trial because it goes with the subscription, not with the app. Just really important to remember that. And the other side of it is the fun is uploading photos, and really, folks, they have to be yours. So resist the temptation to go, oh, my buddy will really enjoy this, and keep pressing next. Because what you have done is you have kind of allowed a third-party company to make the inference that you have the right to that image and they can then start using it. And that's not fair on somebody if you've without their permission said, hey, I'm handing over. Obviously, if push came to shove, I presume that person, you know, if you uploaded your buddy's photo and they went, oh, well, I never did that, the company would have to remove it, but there'd probably be quite a bit of argy-bargy to get that done. You'd have to show, well, no, I didn't upload it, or someone would have to admit to uploading it in error, and then it would get taken down. So don't ask before you upload.
Ask before you do it.
It's not just that it's polite. It is. You probably wouldn't like it if somebody did it to you, and you found that suddenly you're in an ad for a product that you don't like or you don't endorse, which is something that has happened to people. You know, you might be a vegetarian and suddenly you're in a hamburger ad, and you think, well, I would never have chosen that myself. How on earth can that happen?
Exactly.
And so, you know,
there you go.
Think before you shop your buddies.
Before you make them turn into the queen. There we go.
So, to your original question, is it safe? Are we all doomed because of this app? I think you're probably okay. As far as I know, there's, you know, you upload the photo, it does some processing, gives you a result. We don't know what this company intends to do with the photos that are uploaded, although you have given them a right to use them. It's a little bit, you know, like who knows what the company is. They're registered in Delaware. Their postal address is an accommodation address in Las Vegas, a company that sets up companies. And they've got a legal representative in Czech Republic, I think. And, you know, so it's an app that's quite good fun, probably good clean fun, but it's sort of expensive at $240 a year. That's the cheap subscription plus 3 days free. So be careful of things that let you try before you buy. You may be trying and buying at the same time, and actually bailing out is more complicated than you think.
It is, instead of just deleting the app.
So just deleting the app, not enough.
Not enough. There we go. Cool. Well, thank you very much for listening. And if we didn't get round to answering your questions now, we will get round to doing it later. Until next time, stay
Think
secure.
before you click.
Think before you click, anything like that.
Round he goes.